Cheers!
Welcome to Movie Bitches.
Oh, woo!
I know it's a Shocktober catch-up anticipatory. We'll find out when this comes out. I don't even know.
A Shocktober recommends
Sure-ish.
/ avoids
Yeah.
list.
Kiki.
Kiki.
A Shocktober Kiki. So, first things first. Shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gets you early access. $10. Oh no, $10 gets you access to our viewing parties.
Has enough time passed?
Probably-ish, soonish now. Yes, fuck that ghost.
Fuck that ghost. Now available on moviebitches.threadless.com.
Yes.
Really enjoying the prospect of wearing this to the grocery store, I'll be honest.
Second thing second, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Go to trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine. And third things third, make sure to subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and click the thumbs up button, the little bell, all of those things.
Oh, and follow us on Letterboxd.
Oh yeah, fun.
I mostly am posting all of the movies that I'm watching, which is embarrassingly plentiful. And I'll try and do some Shocktober,
Fun.
like, I watched this. You could watch it. Posts.
As in, like, now, are you just rating them, though? You're not writing
I'm not writing a thing. It's too much.
But if it's like, oh, you gave it 4 stars, you can
There's
watch
also
that
a light. You could say I liked it. Or
right.
I didn't like it. And I've generally been going 1 star, I hated it. 2 stars, I did not care for it. 3 stars, I liked it. 4 stars, great. 5 stars, it's perfect. That's sort of the...
That's pretty good. So our 5 stars.
5 stars for our...
Parasite.
A big 5.
I'm trying to think of what else I would give by that rating system. 5 stars. Miss Congeniality.
Honestly, I gave Hot Saturday 5 stars. I loved it.
Love it.
It was great.
Nice.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Or we already did.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So we've got a couple of spooky movies to talk about today.
Yeah.
Preempting our October festivities, which will be exciting. I'm quite excited about Twilight-tober. I'm excited and scared.
Very that.
Did I bust out my photo album from when I went to Forks? I did.
To Forks? What does that mean?
Oh, you'll find out.
Oh,
I'm not
great.
even going to tell you.
I love it.
The comments are going wild. Going wild are those comments. What's that you say? Oh boy. So anyway, yes, we've watched some together, some apart.
Yes.
And let's get into it.
Okay, well first, I will start with a great one that I really enjoyed, which may or may not still be in theaters. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
I want to see it.
It's great. It's not perfect by any means, but it's fun. Rachel Sennott, do you remember?
That sounds so familiar.
She's kind of having a moment.
Okay.
Remember, I don't remember what video it was in, but at a certain point recently, we were talking about how you were like, where are the young comedians and
The character
peoples?"
actors.
And exactly.
Yeah.
I think she's one of them.
Okay.
Our friend is dead. So if you could just not escalate this situation, that
I'm not escalating. You're holding the knife and you're moving your hands while you talk.
Do you remember we talked about, and I don't know if you've ever watched it, but I watched that one that was like Shiva Baby.
Yes. I didn't watch it, but I know what you're talking about.
That was her.
Great.
She's in this. She's hilarious.
Fab.
Great. Really nails it. I would say the cast overall really does a good job.
Do you know his middle name? Do you know where he lives? Do you know how much fucking money he makes? He's a Libra moon! That says a lot! Fuck!
Kind of takes twists and turns and does stuff that you wouldn't necessarily, it's like, oh, is it going to be exactly what I thought? Oh, maybe it's not. You'll probably figure it out pretty quickly, but you never know. But Bodies, 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 I thought was really well written. It was just a fun time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a good balance, too, of, like, not too scary.
It's kind of like 10 Little Indians, right? They're
haven't
all...
seen it.
Well, it's like the Agatha Christie story of,
Haven't
like,
read it.
everyone's in a house and they're getting knocked off one by one, and it's...
It is that.
Yes, so it's like
Clue.
possibly the most famous
Great.
murder mystery genre
Jean.
piece. So this sounds like that,
A little bit.
but in the TikTok world, right?
You ran away to go write your fucking memoirs.
It's creative nonfiction, which is a valid response to life in an attention economy.
Oh, fuck off and die.
A little bit. Not super TikTok-y, I wouldn't say, but there is that kind of vibe of, like, it's younger, like, you know, it's fresh.
Okay.
It just felt fresh.
Okay.
So I don't want to give too
happy-
much away, but I will
yeah.
say, just watch it.
I'm happy to not hear any spoilers. I'm gonna watch it, and maybe I'll report back on Letterboxd.
There you go. Maybe I'll have to beat you to it, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
I really want them to create an irony button.
Right. I ironically really liked
Because
this.
there's a few ratings on there that are very high, ironically.
Sleepaway Camp. 5 stars?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Speaking of, oh boy, should we talk about They/Them? Are you not ready yet?
No, we can do it. We can do it.
Is it time?
Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, they, them.
It's technically They/Them. Get it?
Stop it.
Yeah.
No, that's not why.
Yes.
No. Who said that?
The internet.
Really?
Yes.
That's stupid. No, it's just they, that, like, those are the, like, he.
But it's a horror movie.
Him,
So it's
she.
They/them.
I'm not buying that, but that's fine. I'll let it go. I will also let this movie go from my memory.
This was a miserable experience.
Yep.
It felt like a Ryan Murphy movie without any camp.
Sure.
And
Well, there was one camp
there
moment.
was briefly some camp, but oh dear. Okay, so They/Them, that's how I'm saying it, because
Sure.
that's just what I heard, is on paper could be interesting. A slasher movie that takes place at a gay conversion camp, right? On paper, I'm like, tell me more.
Sure.
After watching this, I didn't want to know.
Tell me less.
I thank you. No, thank you. Can I have my money back, please? It was a sad drama
Yeah.
for most of the movie that then turned into, this isn't a slasher movie.
No.
Except for the first 3 minutes and the last 7. The rest is just sort of a sad, depressing therapy session.
But also poorly told, poorly
Really
done.
poorly.
Not particularly endearing because so much of it felt just so weird. Kevin Bacon was fine, I guess, but like, was he?
What was he doing?
I don't know.
I didn't know what the movie was telling me, right? Okay, so it's the opening scene was the only time I went, ooh, that was just a little bit spooky.
Sure.
There's a woman driving at night alone and her tire blows out. Oh no! Gets out of the car and there's fucking tire,
Puncture strips, rumble
spikes.
strips or whatever.
Oh no, now we have intent,
Yeah.
right? This wasn't just a blowout. Somebody meant to do this. That was the only time I went, well, that's just a little bit spooky. I would be scared if that happened
Sure.
to me.
Sure.
Also, get the fuck back in your car and you drive on those rims.
Exactly.
What are you doing? But
Yes.
that's the point of a slasher movie.
Sure.
You're supposed to be somewhat endeared to these stupid teenage characters.
Right.
But also when they die, it's sort of funny.
Yeah, you're kind of like,
You're
oh
like-
no!
You're like, oh no, are you stupid bitch? Get out of there. What are you doing? No. You want to be smarter than the characters, but you don't want to hate them.
You were gonna like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
I'm excited. And this,
I kind of hated everybody. I feel bad saying that, but I kind of hated everybody.
everyone was so precious, or like, it's weird because, okay, so it starts and they're at this gay conversion camp, so immediately, well, they're bad.
Right.
And this is a bad place.
Right.
And it's bad. So
Right.
there's no surprise when, guess what? It's bad. I mean, Kevin
the
Bacon tries to, be like, I'm a cool dad. Don't worry. I
Right.
don't mind that you're gay. I just want to convert you. Like, he's trying
But that
to.
was so
It
weird.
was so weird.
Where it was like, no, we're a woke conversion camp.
Maybe you want to find some new kind of peace, a new way of thinking about yourself. Well, you give us this week, and we might be able to help. And if not, just enjoy the sunshine and work on your tan.
What?
Make it that it's just camp, and then suddenly it is slowly revealed
Right.
over time it's a gay conversion camp.
Yeah.
Now that's a more interesting
Exactly.
story to me.
Right. Yeah. This is just
Oh,
camp.
you're queer too? Oh, have fun. Oh, great. We're all that's really weird that happened.
We found the queer bunk.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh wait, we were all supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Because our parents made a deal with this fucking asshole, or whatever
Or
it is.
whatever it was.
Isn't that more interesting?
Yeah. He convinced them all through the timeshare dinner that he, send your kids to my camp and we'll refine them. And then, and it becomes more and more nefarious. And the isolation cabin really is not where you get to go fuck each other, but where, whatever.
If your intent is to not have them all be fucking each other.
Oh, right.
It seems like there's a fundamental flaw in the plan of sending all of these
Yep.
hormonal teenagers
Yes.
to sleep in the same, like, boys cabin, girls
Girls
cabin.
cabin.
You're like, well, that sort of doesn't work when, okay. And they're all okay. Okay, great. I feel like maybe you should, I don't know. Okay, it's your camp. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I just could be, but they're all going to just fuck, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, my understanding is that it's not really
Like, it's not camp.
No.
But it's, you know.
Because it's torture.
Of course. I
And
mean,
that's what's so weird is that, like...
It was so sad.
But it also never went Saw of it all.
No.
And, I mean, I guess they did have the electrocution scene, which
yeah,
was
like
a lot.
the Clockwork Orange, like, you know.
Electrotherapy, but they're just little...
What's that called?
Exposed wires.
Electrodes in his, for negative association therapy.
Yeah.
There's a word for it. I'm
Yeah.
forgetting at the moment. It was just also bleak
Yes.
and sad, and then they would all talk about how bleak and sad everything was.
Right.
And it looked bleak and sad, and there was
Mostly.
no...
There was some nice nature photography.
Sure.
And like them, you know, shirtless.
Them fucking by that lake with that sunset that was... but then that was sad, because
But
then
that
it
was
was
sad.
like, oh, it's cat... Or it was...
That was
what's that
tricking
called?
you, luring you, honeypotting.
Yeah, but
Something?
like gay baiting? Not
Sure,
really.
queer baiting, yeah.
Queer baiting?
Yeah.
I'm looking at this...
Also,
yeah, yeah.
sorry, no, just
No,
going
go,
back
go.
to that scene. So basically,
There's one hot, football-y, butchy guy
Right.
who's trying to not be gay.
right. And then there's this like French, Spanish, European? Unclear.
I don't know. I didn't know.
Long hair and an accent. I don't know. That was part of the problem too. I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know them.
Well, we didn't have a fun...
Right.
Hey guys, we're at camp. Like, they all started sad. That's why I'm saying it should have been, oh, we're just going to camp.
Yep.
You know, oh no, darker things are happening under the surface.
Or, right, I don't want to go to camp because, like, I'm going to be the only one. I'm going to be
I'm
the
gonna be the
weird
only
one. I'm not
gay
going to have any
kid or
friends and
whatever.
whatever. And then it's like, I get in this bunk and, like, oh, he's hot.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
you know, and it starts
Wait,
and,
but he's into me.
and you think it's, like, they think it's going to be a really fun summer because, oh my God, you know, I found my tribe, whatever,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah. And then it turns out, oh no, but
Yeah.
this is just, it starts and it's like, I don't want to be here. My parents are making me. Everything's fucked. And
Yeah.
you're like,
Let's go around the table and everyone say why their parents set them here or
pretty
what deal they
fucked.
made with their parents so that they could emancipate themselves or get the fuck out of their situation by going to this camp for 1 week.
I know. And you're just like, and then this one. It was literally down the line of
Yeah.
every single person. And I was like,
Okay.
I mean, if the point of this is just to like grow my empathy for and make me sad, it's working, I guess, but I'm just like bummed out.
I guess, but like...
Slasher movies are supposed to, you know, you're supposed to be having fun. Dumb. Everyone's horny. There's music and light and you're at camp.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
then, oh,
cheering.
no.
And then, oh no, you know, what's going on? And there's,
La 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 la.
you know, na 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 na. And the kills are fun.
Sure.
You
This,
know,
yeah, no.
I don't even remember.
It was just hammer.
'cause no one
like,
died.
It was axes. Well, the counselors died.
Well, because, okay, so I don't know, 10 minutes, whatever, 15 minutes into the movie, I was like, okay, there's only two ways for this movie to end. Either these people are assholes and they're just gonna kill all of these queer kids. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna be a revenging queer person who's gonna kill all of the assholes. That's fucked. Because that's like so, there's so many 80s slashers movies where it's like, and it was the queer person that was
Right,
rageful and whatever, and
sure,
like
yeah.
not well done, you know, and not well told. And then it's just,
And it's that.
and it's that. And it's like, oh, so what was the point of this? What was the message?
If we kill all of the conservative bigots, then we won't have queer conversion camps anymore?
So Anna Klumsky's in this, my girl. And
She should have just set bees on them.
just leave that mood ring out in the woods. Break all of our hearts forever. That movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, turns out Anna Klumsky's character went to the camp years previous, was
Yep.
horribly scarred,
Yep.
and now is revenging them by... Now, this didn't make any sense. Oh, by the way, spoilers, don't watch this movie.
Yeah, you're fine.
If the plan was revenge,
Yeah.
why...
Let the poor kids get tortured?
Yes! Why...
Just kill everyone.
Why
I don't understand.
Go on, you killed seemingly this nurse who she get like at the opening scene, a woman gets killed,
Yep.
and
we find out later that was the nurse
That
that
was
was,
the nurse-
going to be this job that she then pretended to
so
be.
I guess we can just infer that the nurse was in on it, so she's an asshole, so she deserves to die. I don't know. We don't know anything about her, but she has murdered that person, right?
Yes.
Why bother? Go undercover. Pretend to be someone you're not. Wait the whole week while everyone's being tortured and being an asshole to then, for no reason on this date, start killing them. What did that have to do with it?
I guess it was once he started torturing them. But also she's like, I had no, right, there was this whole stupidly done scene where the pictures.
I had no idea
and it
that
was,
they were.
I had no idea they tortured people. Yes, you did. That was the whole
You
point.
did. Why are you? What is this game you're playing?
Right?
That made no
sense. Except for that they wanted a, haha, we really tricked you. It was her all along. We know.
I guessed it really early. I mean, it was like one of these is not like the other.
Nurse Molly, who takes care of any little mishaps that may occur. Molly's new here, so take it easy on her.
Right.
She was the one that wasn't.
Yeah, she's like, no, I don't agree with any of this stuff. Here, you can have your estrogen medicine. Like, whatever. What? The needless suffering that she had that all of these kids go through.
That's what I don't understand.
Just kill them all. Fine.
And they showed up to camp. Oh no, all these people are dead. Fuck, what happened? I don't know. I guess the point was that she was trying to convince mainly the main actor, whose name I don't remember.
Right, Jordan,
to join them?
Right.
But this evil...
Because Jordan was a good shot?
Right. They could shoot a gun.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was the whole... But did Anna Klumsky know Jordan was coming and was a good shot?
So. No.
I don't think so. This truly evil plan of... And then we'll go around to all the conversion camps and just murder them all. We'll kill them all. And don't you want to come do that with me?
Where does it end?
When every camp like this is closed. When we've killed them all.
The moral was no.
I don't want a serial murder.
I'm not
everyone.
a serial killer. I'm a good person. I choose me.
You can try to stop me. But I'm going to go to my friends now. We're gonna leave this place and never look back. And no one is ever going to tell us who we are ever again.
What?
So bizarre.
I found that to be so underwritten and just wildly...
This whole thing was underwritten. That was the biggest problem. It was like it could have been something more interesting, more thought-provoking.
I don't know how you make this movie. Because if you make all the queer characters dumb and stupid and fun and kill-offable, people will be mad.
Yeah.
And if you make them the villain, people will be mad.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's a tough tightrope.
Well, I think you're right.
Tough.
It is a very tough tightrope. I think you're right where like the horror of it all is not a slasher like, oh no, there's one killer and someone will survive.
Well, yeah, because at a certain point you realize the killer is not killing any of the campers.
Yeah. They're
and so
fine.
you're like, oh, well then who cares?
Right.
So there's no tension whatsoever.
Right. Oh, everyone, we're rounding up. We have to go through the forest and we gotta get out of here. And I'm like, no, it's clearly fine.
They're fine.
You're all fine.
We need to get them out of here. I'm gonna stay here with Toby and Stu.
Alexandra, are you up for this? They're scared and it's a long way to town.
Honey, please. I'm a black transgender woman. I could do it in heels.
Or
I
whatever.
think a way to do it would be, oh my God, it's fun. We're going to camp, blah, blah, blah.
And then, oh no, it's a horror. It's a queer conversion camp.
And oh no, we gotta escape.
Yeah.
I don't think this works as a slasher movie. This failed fundamentally as a slasher film.
Absolutely.
It was not, there was no fun kills. It was not fun.
No.
There was no just sort of reckless, abandoned teenage hormonal, like excitement.
No.
The camp setting wasn't fun.
No. Okay, we have to talk about the other...
Camp scene? The camp-y scene?
Right. That was honestly one of the most... Bizarre.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Mind-boggling, out of nowhere.
But I still have a problem with it.
Death.
I still have a problem with it. So there's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
There's his wife who's like a Christian therapist. There's Anna Klumsky. And then there's two camp counselors.
Right.
One of which was previously at this camp and was converted from being a homosexual man.
I think they both were. But anyway, yeah. Well, now it's his wife or whatever.
Right. He was converted from being a homosexual man to now a heterosexual man who likes ladies. And his wife, who also seems to be converted, right?
Who actually likes ladies.
Bizarre.
But that's not the scene I was talking about. You mean the scene where they're Tindering for each other? And they're gonna fuck each other, but like
That's
looking
not the
at
scene you're
phone?
talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. So I'll just explain that scene.
Okay.
So at a certain point, they're Tindering for each other and then fucking each other while staring at the phone.
Yeah, they're scrolling through the internet to be like, how about this one? No, that's not who I want to fuck tonight.
Yeah.
How about this one? Okay, yeah, that's what
And then they
I want to fuck him tonight.
have a funny sex scene where they're, I mean, like, it was like, the tone was weird.
Oh, of course it was. and then they get murdered.
And then they get murdered, and I'm going, if I'm Anna Klumsky, my motives,
Yeah.
they're just as much victims.
That's true.
Of this conversion. They
That
just
is-
went a different way. I mean, not no healthier, well, maybe healthier than murdering everyone. I don't know. It's bad either way. Like,
Wait,
right,
get them therapy so that they can be their true
hey,
selves again and undo
let's
this damage that
talk
Kevin
about
Bacon
this
has
and
caused
work
them.
about it together. But no, I'm gonna murder you with an axe and you're dead.
Right.
Oh.
That's a good point.
Right? Wasn't
Yeah.
that strange? Okay, so what are you talking about? When they fuck in the lake?
No.
Okay.
When they all burst out into fucking pink.
Oh my God.
Why do we do that?
Why do I do that?
Why do I do that?
That was wild.
I was just like, I'm sorry, what?
There's a musical interlude.
Did Dan, no, not Dan, Muchnick, Will and Grace guy?
Yeah.
It feels like he had a hand in this. It was very that kind of
The
like...
guy, I looked it up, the guy who wrote and directed it wrote a bunch of famous screenplays that I don't remember at this moment. I'll put them
Interesting.
here.
Were any of them good?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Because this was not.
No, absolutely not. And I think this was his directorial debut and it was obvious.
Yes. Oh, right. But so anyway, so...
Yes.
So it's like, oh, we're having this kumbaya moment. No, don't you ever think that you're not great. Like, I'm going to give you my wisdom as...
Right.
No, their ages were also very confusing. Like, this was like an older...
Right.
Trans woman. Black trans woman.
She
being like,
seemed to
I'm going to
be-
give you my wisdom. I'm at least 25.
She seemed to be an adult.
Yes.
And everyone else seemed to be
High school-ish.
high school-ish.
Some of them, one said college. It's like, wait, so you're
Well, I
in
think
college.
the football guy was like, I could get a scholarship.
Yes, he wants. I'm going to go. I have a football scholarship or whatever, but my dad wants me to join a frat.
Swim team?
The swim team. Yeah, swim team. But he
He
didn't
was
have a
hot.
swimmer build.
No, he had a football build.
He did.
But he was
like
hot.
a quarterback build. Yeah, he was hot. He was hot. The sex scene was like kind of fun, I guess.
It was like,
I was like, ooh, abs, sure.
It was like a dirty gray barn.
Well, it was like the torture barn.
It was the torture barn.
I was like, why are you ever fucking...
So should we go fuck in the torture barn?
barn?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
don't
let's
go
go
in the
fuck in
torture
this
barn.
boarded up, creepy ass torture barn. Never.
No. No.
Never.
Because I was, oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I just watched, if you haven't seen Crystal Lake Memories, it's this like 5-hour documentary about all the Friday the 13th
Oh, wow. Okay.
movies throughout time.
Okay.
Throughout whatever.
Sure.
It's great. So talking about slashers and stuff
Right.
like that. But
Yeah.
don't go in the murder barn. Is
No,
what
and
I'm saying.
interesting, they're very different, but if we're talking about like queer murder films, Stranger by the Lake, much more effective.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're having this like, no, don't you ever think that you're not perfect. You're fucking perfect.
And suddenly there's a score and
Where did the music come from? Everyone starts singing in. One of them just starts rapping.
Yeah, so I swallow my fear. The only thing I should be drinking is an ice cold beer.
oh,
Or whatever,
there's
like
a
doing
full
the
dance production. It
was so bizarre. It was like Glee.
It was suddenly Glee in the middle of this.
This was the most horrific of the horror movie. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
I would have run screaming, get me the fuck out of
I
here.
cringed.
It's like in Adam's Family, like this is where she's like, burn it down. Burn the entire place down.
Yes. That's what we needed, right?
Wednesday Addams.
Well, we needed a Wednesday Addams, but we needed Peter McNichol and Christine Baranski to be like,
all right, happy campers.
Jesus is great.
Yeah.
You know, like believe in Jesus and say no to,
Right,
you
don't
know.
you two go fucking, because
say
that's
no
a
to
good...
Dick, you know,
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah.
That would have been so much better. And then it gets dark. There's a turn and it
And
gets
then,
dark.
and at first you're like, oh god, they're just like religious-y, but you know, okay. Oh no, wait,
That would have been so great.
This is dark. Like, it goes further. You know, like
Yeah,
that would have been much better.
Uncovering.
We have to get the fuck out of here. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was no like activities. I mean, they did like the pie thing and
the shooting of the dog.
Trigger warning. They shoot an elderly dog in this film.
It didn't even seem that elderly.
No, remember the honey trap was like, that dog's sick. I can tell. I've been around older sick dogs.
He's sick. What? Now a dog got sick and walked like that. So sad. I hate to see animals in pain.
This was before we knew he was a honey trap. And it was like, okay, I guess it's okay they're shooting the dog. Like I was like, what?
I was so confused by this.
So yes, absolutely don't watch this like anyway, but also if you have like, you know,
animal cruelty
oh my
issues.
God, that was horrifying. But no, that musical sequence came out of fucking
Nowhere.
nowhere. It would have been one thing if it was like, we're putting on a talent show at camp.
Right. I like if in some ways you found a way to make like Wet Hot American Summer and Sleepaway Camp like with like a gay, you know, it's like, oh, they're fucking in the tool shed by the boat dock, right? And then instead of a volleyball, they find something terrifying. Sure.
And they bring in the crate and barrel crate, you know, it's actually for bad reasons.
Yeah.
Something.
Hey! McKinley and Ben! This is for you.
It's a chaise lounge. We didn't know if maybe you guys already had one. We have the receipt if you do.
We've got something for you, you know.
But then it takes like it could be something like that where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, she found them,
Yeah.
and now she's gonna make them pay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but I also don't know if I need that. Why do we need to talk about violence against queer people? There's enough going on in the world.
Or by queer people.
Right.
Because that's such a trope.
Well, right, that's such a, yes.
In horror movies traditionally.
Yeah.
You know? It was interesting, actually. I was just watching Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
I still haven't seen it.
Don't do it.
I don't think I want to.
It is absolutely fucking great. Don't watch it.
Yeah. That's why I haven't. You know what I mean?
But it's a 5-star. Like, it is absolute perfection. But the interesting thing was, okay, so like, you know, Buffalo Bill, they talk about, in the movie, I think they use the language transsexual because it came out in the 90s or whatever. But they talk about it and you're I rewatching it, you know, having not seen it in a while, I was going, oh, is it going to be kind of like Vicky? And it actually handled it really interestingly. Jodie Foster is like, oh, you know, it doesn't make any sense psychologically that he would be I'll say a transsexual just because that's what they say in the movie, a transsexual person, because they're generally really passive and like psychologically it's just like that doesn't make any sense for the psychological profile of all of these horrible things he's doing. And then Anthony Hopkins explains like, oh, he just thinks he needs to transition so he can shed his horrible traumatic past, and that's why he got rejected from all of these clinics because they evaluated him and they determined he wasn't and that's why he was so violent. And it was just sort of an interesting like, oh, you thought it was gonna just be like, and he's a pervert and he's killing women and fuck, you know, and it was like, oh no, they took the time to, and I don't know how accurate all of that is, whatever, but I was like, oh, that's really interesting that she brought it up. Like psychologically, that doesn't make any sense for this to happen, and so that was why the ending was so upsetting. Of they them, they/them.
Right,
because
where
it was just like, oh, so she's just a crazed, maniacal, bloodthirsty queer person who's revenge. You know what? Like, you know what rape victims love? Bloody revenge.
Because if there's one thing rape victims love, it's bloody revenge. And plush novelties.
Right.
You know, it's like no, I don't.
Yeah, she definitely had her revenge nails on. It was very.
It was very revenge nails with the mask and the cape. And remember when she killed the groundskeeper and there was like creepy dolls for no reason that was never explained or addressed at all.
Well, I think he had the dolls as like sex.
They were like little. They weren't like sex dolls.
That's
they were
true.
like.
Well, there was a sex doll.
There was a sex doll
in the background, but most of them were not.
Most of them were just like little creepy.
Like not voodoo, but like.
Like porcelain creepy dolls.
Yeah, they were just porcelain creepy dolls. What was that about? I don't know. And then it was like, oh, he's like a creeper and like security camera watching them in the showers or whatever. That was just so stupid.
It was just everything was gross.
It was gross.
I did just see this post on Instagram that was like, instead of elf on a shelf, let's do doll in a hall for October.
Oh, fun.
And you leave
a creepy
the
doll.
creepy doll and you move it around the house.
I love that. That's very stupid. I like that a lot.
It's like, I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Find a way to like tape it up in a corner.
The one time I laughed at this movie, maybe ironically, I'm not sure, is like Kevin Bacon's giving this whole speech and we're very serious here and we're not trying to be creepy, and he's like doing this whole long monologue.
And over here we have Balthazar. That's our handyman all around, Mr. Fix-It. Say hello, Balthazar.
Like, and here's Balthazar, our creepy groundskeeper. And like, and that was the only time I laughed. I thought he was going to be maybe secretly on their side or something.
No, he definitely. Well, maybe.
Well, because he just seems weird, and you're like, oh.
Why is he weird? And if, yeah, I don't.
Like he was in.
This was bad.
This was really bad. It's not a slasher movie. It failed the genre.
It's not much of a movie, to be honest.
I didn't care for it, and it was
lazy.
Just to talk about the end briefly and how flawed it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Klumsky's monologuing and going, when people find out about this, they'll close conversion camps and the headlines will read bad conversion camps and da-da-da. And I was like, no, they won't. The headlines will read, queer, like, monster murders people. It'll be terrible. This is terrible press.
Angry lesbian murders entire camp.
Right. It'll be like such bad, I was like, no, this is, and she goes, the truth is my revenge. And it was just like, oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad. Didn't at some point they say like, it gets easier or something? Like, it was just.
Someone was, It Gets Better project of it all, but it was.
It really, maybe we needed some flashbacks to.
I think the
80s.
The whole thing, just scrap the whole thing.
Let's scrap it. Except our idea of maybe this, it's a fun camp, da-da-da-da.
Yeah, that turns out it really is a horror. Right. And that is, talk about a horror movie.
That would be good.
Going to camp and then finding out that it's a conversion camp and it's torture, that's a horror. That is.
Total, and it's not a slasher movie.
No.
It's just, oh, this is fucked, spooky, scary. Maybe some of us get picked off. Oh, we have to escape.
We got to get out of here.
That's the movie.
Oh, I happen to be a good shot. I'm now going to lead the, whatever. Who cares? You can figure it out. But yeah, that's the only way to do it, and that's not what they did.
No. Skip it.
Yep.